So I wanted to touch more on this idea of essentially the metaverse that you're building being open, and that other people have the ability to add value and build in the future. How will that work? I know, like, with Cardano, for example, everything must start centralized and move to decentralization. Is that your plan, or are you just planning to, while it remains centralized, allowing other people to add value through their building?
Yeah, I
Very
mean,
similar. Yeah, go ahead,
yeah,
Rob.
yeah. I was going to say that there's a lot to unpack with that question there. So yeah, long term we're starting centralized. We're coding on the cloud, but we're building in a way so we can move over to decentralized. We've got a partnership with Kudos that are very heavily into decentralized storage. So we will be working with those the Kudos to decentralize our platform long term. So we're building it in different small chunks so that the different departments can work on the game individually, and we'll be able to progress as we're ready to progress. So for example, I talk about having 1 million players. Well, because everybody's on individual bubbles to begin with, from a performance point of view, the game engine is just having to look at one bubble, and then we'll progress into multiplayers as everybody comes together in zones. In terms of bringing in other projects into the game, yes, as you will see in the demo, we have the ability to display any NFT on the walls within our houses. So in the demo, you'll see that because we will connect to your wallet, we'll be able to read all those Cardano projects. That's not our projects. So Jet Chickens, for example, the My Cereal gallery, we can pull all these in, and as long as it's in the connected wallet, you'll be able to display them in our game. But we're also not stopping on just the Cardano network. This is where we are minting and starting our footprint, our journey into the blockchain metaverse, because our history is deep within Cardano. We're also in the future going cross-chain, so we'll be able to pull in NFTs from Ethereum, Solana, Immutable X, all these other chains again, which I think from some people originally they didn't understand that as a strategy, but in terms of adoption for the Cardano network, this is bringing Cardano, and players that wouldn't be on Cardano brings their wallets into our ecosystem, and makes it grow even more. So I think it'll be amazing for adoption for our game and for adoption for the Cardano network.
Yeah, I agree completely. It's pretty clever. You have these NFT communities on Ethereum or even on Cardano or other chains, and by adding utility to something that is just profile pics and allowing people to show off their NFTs, will obviously in the long term bring in a lot of users that are just excited to see their NFT in a new light, in a new way. So I read that you guys have a Copy token. Is that the token that you're going to use to, upgrade these houses, or will that be a different in-game currency? And can you tell us more about the Copy token?
Kobe token's primarily for governance, but you can use it to purchase in-game assets and also in-game tokens. So there will be a separate token for the in-game part of things, but the Kobe token primarily is going to be utilized for governance. In answer to your previous question as well about decentralization, Rob talked about some of the technical elements of it. But as we gradually decentralize, we're going to be giving the community more and more of a say over time in what happens with this game and with this metaverse. And so that's an incredibly powerful reason. And that's also it's one of the reasons that we are choosing Cardano as well as a home base, is because of the governance features of Catalyst and what they're bringing to the table with that functionality as that grows with Voltaire over time. So we want to have that ability and that functionality within the system to allow people the ability to vote on what happens with our game. And so the token is somewhat of a means of whitelisting, your voting access.
And the community for me is so key, so key to the project, so key to Cardano, and so key to our project. And we've already tested some of that already. We have about 1,400 Discord members, which are now OG members, and we're giving away a free NFT to those OG members. That in return, they will help us to test our back-end systems. And the first question we've asked for them is, your OG car that you're going to get, how do you want it? Do you want a single car? Do you want a choice of 5 cars? Do you want a lucky drop? So we've already put that to the test, and that was completely public, and they voted back and they wanted kind of a lucky drop and a rarity. So we will just evolve over that process. It's working really, really well.